doing reggae versions of Midnight Oil. You know, it may seem like a crazy idea.
That's done a lot in the reggae environment, changing songs from rock or pop to some reggae.
Beds of Burning. You know what I mean? It was like that was probably the first song of theirs that moved me in any sense. It was like, wow, okay, it's a little different. How can we sleep while our beds are burning?
Which is a 30-year-old song. These songs still make perfect sense today, and it still reaches mob and heart, and that's why we want to sing them.
How can we sleep while our beds are burning?
I probably just would have bought Dieseln'Dub back in '87, I guess. You know, it was at that time where you'd wait for your favourite band's next album to come out, and you'd go to the shop and buy it and see what's in the sleeve.
I knew of Midnight Oil touring the outback and spending a lot of time with Indigenous people, the desert mob, and also my mob, the Yolngu people.
I have memory of hearing them when I was young, and I do have memory of you know, like flashes of the film clips, and say that it had, you know, our peoples on that.
Armistice Day has a chord that I've just never heard on a reggae track. So I'm like, how are we going to do this? Why are we doing this? And then you just suspend all of your ideals and then try to make it fit and work. And it does, because you can do anything. You can do anything. It's just music.
Struggled though with how that made me feel. You know, was I proud to see these, you know, like, because there was full bloods in those video clips, I believe, and so I think that was something that was quite new for us back then, even as Aboriginal people, to see on TV.
Oils, even though they're a guitar band, it was tough, but it wasn't like thick distortion like these metal bands. It was really, really quite interesting.
You had this white rock and roll band singing about Indigenous issues. Now you've got Indigenous singers singing about the issues that's been written by a white rock band. I think that's really important. It's evolved that much.
Black music was created, was there because that was the way we used to communicate. You know, back in slavery days, you know, you weren't allowed to do this and do that, so we'd sing. But we'd be singing, talking to each other.
I've just realised for the first time that how potent the lyrical content is. The Midnight Oil boys were really quite crafty, I think, to get such strong messages in front, right in the public's face.
Take me from the start of that verse, though. We don't serve your country.
When you take it and you get Frank and Emma to sing the same material, all of a sudden, there's a, you know, hard-hitting, unashamed weight.
I like when I'm mixing and the drummer has got a presence, especially when he rolls, you know, like stereo rolls on the tones with I like to bring the snare right up at certain parts of the song. It's in the face, in the end. It creates a whole dynamic scene within the track. Dub is like you're rewriting the tracks with the skeleton framework and with effects.
So do the young fellas still have the opportunity to go out hunting and gathering so they can connect with the language?
Yeah, they do. We were busy last year. I took my grandson this way to Elliot because he was Jingali Mutpura boy, because father comes from there. Came back to town just for 1 week, then we went out to Yawara country.
For me now is more about delivering a message of celebrating cultural diversity.
Without the diversity, you have monoculture, you have mono music, and your back would be where in the 70s playing white bread rock and roll. Sorry, rock. Rock and roll's good. Rock is boring.
Many different cultures and people on stage. It's a bit of a true depiction of what Australia is.
There's a bigger mob of people.
Yes.
It's not just black fellas.
Yes.
It's actually a mob coming together. Mob that care about music, not just music, country, connection, and what's going on outside of all of that, in community.